Welcome to the Defence Connect podcast, Australia's leading voice in national security and defence industry intelligence, direct from the nation's top policy and business experts.
G'day everybody, Steve Kuper at Defence Connect. I hope you are well, and I am once again joined by the indefatigable Rob Dougherty, computer, and the rose between the thorns, the one and only Bethany Alvaro. Guys, how are we?
Yeah,
good.
Pretty good. Yeah, we're
Surviving.
getting fact-checking ready.
Are you sure? You've been slacking the past couple of times, mate.
Well, there's a lot to fact-check at the minute.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah. It's a good thing we've got performance reviews coming up, mate. I've got some notes.
Not just in defence, but I mean in politics. It's all
Mate,
happening.
just keep digging. Keep digging, mate. Well, it's been a big week. Australia signed its largest ever defence export contract with the $2.5 billion Jawn deal for Canada, which is great news for the country and great news for Canada, our cousins to the Great White North, our weird cousins to the Great White North, eh?
Canada's cool. Love Canada.
We don't get a lot of contracts with them, though, right?
No, it's an interesting development, but not an unsurprising one, given we're both extremely large countries with relatively small populations, and although Canada's will be arguably used to integrate into Golden Dome at some point, so it's interesting precedent to be setting.
Could they do that?
Yeah.
I think this deal's been a while in the making.
Yeah.
And from my read on it was that when it was originally announced, it was almost like the US tariffs came through and they were like, well, we need to run away from the US here. We're going to buy from Australia almost as an FU to the US to say.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. I do think that elements of the Carney administration, I nearly said regime then, elements of the Carney administration are, not as cordial with the Americans as what a theoretical Polyev administration would have been.
It's good to take that more firm stance, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
you don't want to be run over as a neighbour, for sure.
Yeah, we don't want to get walked over either.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to run over your neighbour, but you also don't want to get walked over by them. So.
Yeah. I mean,
not usually a good idea to run over your neighbours.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if they keep crossing the footpath or putting their bins in my driveway, get off my lawn. It's definitely an interesting one, that US-Canada relationship now, and it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. And of course, we had Mark Carney's comments to the World Economic Forum in January this year, which is where the
huge speech,
huge, where he basically said the old order is dead. Long live the old order.
Middle powers need to come together.
Not that they are.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that this?
It is, but
it is kind of that, actually.
It is, but I think in reference to, or in terms of what he was referring to, he wanted to see them start aggregating political and economic and military power so that they couldn't be pushed around by.
Well, I guess this is military, though. Don't you think?
Yeah, but it's a passive capability. It's not a.
Yeah.
The something that stands out to me as well. This is obviously Arctic surveillance. For years, we've been, probably the last 5 years, maybe longer, we've been hearing that Arctic that Arctic approach is kind of melting, and that there could be more competition in that area in terms of shipping and basing and stuff
Melting
like that.
in the Arctic. That was good.
Yeah. Get the climate change reference.
Well,
in there.
we're still
in terms of
waiting
Russian
to see
basing
that
and stuff.
Yeah, I mean the Russians will be reactivating a lot of
shipping routes, etc.
and Cold War era bases where they were monitoring incoming and outgoing.
Yeah, the idea being that we're at a point where you can have people operating in that area, whereas previously it might have been too hard or too cold or whatever.
Oh, don't necessarily. Yeah, I think that's
it opens up some new routes that were previously not considered realistic.
Yeah, or a little bit. Maybe the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. Which is, also the argument as to why Trump has been pushing so hard for Greenland. And I will add that he's actually not the first US president that pushed for US ownership of Greenland.
Who did before?
I think it was Truman.
Fact checking.
Yeah, I was going to
Fact
say.
checking, yeah. Pretty sure it was Truman.
Okay, I'll come back. Take it on notice.
Take that question on notice. That brings me to our next subject, which is, of course, the upcoming Australian Defence Industry Accelerator Summit and the Australian Defence Industry Accelerator Awards.
Truman.
Oh, God, I'm good. Which will be held in Canberra at the National Convention Centre on the 16th of July. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, hurry up. They are selling fast. We look forward to seeing you there on the day. It's shaping up to be a spectacular event. We will be announcing some additional speakers in the not too distant future, including Export Finance Australia and potentially a pretty big name from the defence innovation ecosystem, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Now, in terms of the other latest news of what's been going on, Rob, you had some interesting stuff out of the Ukrainian ambassador.
Yeah, so this is another big event. We come back from recently, the Australian Space. Yep.
Space.
So, the Australian Space Summit and Exhibition 2026 in Sydney. This was an event that both Steve and I were at. You did a fair bit of speaking there.
Yes, unfortunately, for those whose names I mispronounced, I do apologise again.
All complaints.
All complaints refer to robert.dougherty@momentummedia.com.au.
But, big event, packed out. We had a chance to talk to the Ukrainian ambassador there and briefly collar him for an interview. And he told us that there's actually expansion plans from Ukrainian drone companies into the Australian market. So they would at least two companies were looking at being based here and producing drones for the Ukrainians, but also for the international market. And he highlighted that one of those companies is looking specifically at interceptor drones.
Interesting.
And so those drones were being specifically targeted at Shahed type Geran drones, I believe. Russia, Shahed for Iran.
I did send you something last night from Beretta, which is their last ditch close-in counter-drone weapon system, which was basically they stuck 8 shotguns together that are magazine fed, and
Chris Minns finally gets his wish belt-fed shotguns.
Yeah. So interesting that the Ukrainians are looking to
I like this one. I think it's a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we want to see local manufacturing, but
this is local manufacturing. Pardon me.
That's true, but we want sort of Australian solutions as well. But I think if we can get a bit of a leg up on sort of exporting products out, certainly there would be other companies that can be involved in the supply chain in Australia, and that gives us a path to say this can be done. We can get systems out of Australia to other countries.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Cool.
Bethany.
Yes.
DroneShield.
Yeah. They signed a MOU with Defenture, which is a Danish company in the Netherlands, obviously. To make more advancements towards mobile counter-drone technology. So, I think it's going to be something that, because they have, DroneShield also they have their first European-made products last week as well. So combined with this, they're making a more expansive push for the European market. So it's good for the Netherlands, I guess. Good for Australian business. And that's basically on that.
The Dutch have got some really interesting solutions. I believe they have got some solutions as well around drones that drop landmines and things. So yeah.
Is that what they're calling clogs now? Are they?
Clogs. Do they make clogs?
Yeah, that's the Dutch.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
DroneShield might be going into clog making.
Yeah.
Clog manufacturing.
We are joking, of course. We are definitely joking about DroneShield making clogs. Although
that's not a bad business idea.
Weaponized clog.
I did see them
very discreet.
Yeah.
DroneShield's got they've got some equipment out with the Australian Federal Police as well.
Yes.
So-
yes,
Oh, I
you
saw
were
that on
shared-
LinkedIn today or
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah.
So they're protecting some of the maybe it's sporting events or public gatherings.
Well,
Look at those.
DroneShield was at the soccer in Kansas City.
Oh, excellent.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Well,
in
fantastic
their
work.
urban defense,
Share
not just
price going
military.
up.
Yeah, well done, DroneShield. We love
Yeah.
to see a Aussie success story.
Yeah.
Rob, this is one of yours. The town of Collie. We mentioned it in the past.
We did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we mentioned it around IODS that there'd been some speculation that there would be a defence manufacturing hub there, and it still seems to be the front runner. I mean, it's about 200 kilometres south of Perth. It traditionally has been very much a coal mining town and coal-fired power station sort of hub, and so once that coal-fired power generation is phased out in 2030, there's going to need to be something else there that that workers there can transition to and work within. So, yeah, defence manufacturing.
Now, this wouldn't
looks like a good
happen
option.
have anything to do with the fact that you're from WA, would it? Are you being a parochial sand groper again? Groper again?
You got to advocate for WA. You got to.
Do we?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say, do you have to?
You do. I mean, WA is so far from Canberra.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's very rarely thought about within the halls of Parliament, and so
I think the members of Parliament from WA and senators from WA would disagree with you there, but sure.
I think they would acknowledge that it's an
Yeah.
uphill battle. And there's not a lot of people living in WA compared to the other states, so votes wise and stuff.
What did the people of that town think of it?
Yeah, what's the general vibe?
As far as I know, it would be, I don't know the specifics, but
Yeah.
it's a coal mining town, so I'd imagine they're fairly pro-industrial to begin with, because that's the workers you
Yeah.
get. But yeah, WA itself has been putting a lot of funding into defence. There's
Henderson Shipyard.
a lot happening with Henderson.
Really kicking off.
So yeah, I think it's a good idea. Certainly, it's the front runner that we're aware of. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, hopefully, if it's a successful model for future industrial development, it might inspire other state governments to put similar investments into areas that they are seeing trouble in or phasing out.
Some sort of defence hub seems like a good idea as well. I mean, previously we've had sort of protesters hitting individual sites. We know protesters currently at BizAlloy,
which is
steel manufacturing.
the stupidest site to protest, but sure.
Is that the one in Wollongong?
Yes.
But if you have a defence hub,
Yeah.
maybe there's a remit to say this whole area is going to be defence related. We can sort of up security if it's not a civilian sort of area.
Yeah. But I mean, they make armoured steel.
Well, BizAlloy.
Yeah. BizAlloy make armoured steel, right? Like
Yeah.
it's protective in nature.
Mm.
So it's
Yeah.
like, why? Like, anyway,
That's probably a different,
that's
conversation.
a Bethany argument.
I didn't say anything.
No, I know. I'm just teasing you. You're our resident lefty.
Yeah.
Um,
Hate to break it to you guys.
There's a balance in all things.
Yeah.
It's good to have
You
a
can
bit
see
of
both sides and keep a fair angle.
sure,
That's all you
can.
need.
EOS, Rob, another one of yours.
Yeah, so this is a $175 million contract. So that was for the Slinger counter drone system. That was with the UAE. From
Counter-drone
EOS.
seems to be very, very hot right now.
Well, they've just had however many Iranian drones go through the UAE and a few of the surrounding countries there. I'm sure that there was a panic button moment where they went, uh-oh, we need to get some systems in there. As far as I know, Slinger seems to be doing
good.
pretty well. I know they've had it exported to Ukraine, I believe a couple of Middle Eastern countries. I don't think this is the first Slinger system to the UAE. Could be a few other orders there. And we're looking at those systems being manufactured in Australia and the UAE and delivered next year in 2028.
Interesting.
But also, EOS has said they've got a conditional joint venture agreement for high-energy laser weapons and remote weapon stations as well with the UAE. So it's sort of two things there. My concern is that yeah, it's great that we're exporting this equipment, but it would be good to see a bit more of it made in Australia and then exported out. And
Yeah.
I know EOS has moved some of their facility infrastructure from Australia to Singapore for other projects. So this is a bit of kind of like we should probably monitor what's happening here. You know?
Yeah, I wonder what the arithmetic is and what the reasoning behind the relocation for that is. Is it not? Why is it not cost competitive here? Is it a wages thing? Is it a cost of energy thing? Is it what's the reason? If people,
is it a funding thing? You know, is the ADF using this equipment? We've seen slingers on demonstration models on the Hawkeye, I believe. I don't think we've seen it in production.
I can't really recall
going into service.
Yeah,
wise.
no, I can't really recall a.
And I'd be, I mean, we haven't seen their laser system on any ADF vehicles, as far as I know. So I'd be interested to know what the conversations are between Defence and EOS at this point, because we don't see a lot.
Well, we got to be backing Australian businesses, so back the good ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like there are counter drone programs out there that the ADF is looking at with fractal lasers and things like that. But yeah, it's weird that the UAE is buying this tech, but it doesn't seem like Australia's interested.
Well, if anybody can set the record straight on that, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's it. What are we tracking for the next week? Bethany, I think you're working on something around the Iran peace deal.
Hopefully finishing that tomorrow. About all the different deals that have been, they're this close, they're this far, they're this close, and how that will actually affect other countries and these ongoing peace deals in like all conflicts, not just this one and not under just this leadership, how peace deals in conflicts take so long to actually work and get through and why they don't get through a lot of the time. And it's a lot of back and forth and stuff. So
I imagine it's like endlessly complicated with Iran. Peace deal.
Stay tuned for that. You can read about it.
I'll have a read.
Yeah.
Rob?
I think we're going to look at the lead up to land forces later this year. We've had a little bit of an indication that there's going to be sort of some manufacturers are going to be shipping over demonstration models and things like that over to WA. The one that I can think of offhand, I think, is AED Engineering, who've got some sort of off-road vehicle, almost like a Can-Am type off-road vehicle with a RWS on the top. So I'd be interested to see what everyone's prepping for land forces.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, this land forces, given Army's kind of well down their pathway of modernisation and recapitalisation with Redback and Huntsman and.
Do you think it'll be smaller contracts?
Abrams. I don't know. I don't know. I tell you what I'd love to see is that if Army's going to start taking on more of a amphibious and littoral role, properly designed and equipped amphibious armoured vehicles.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like a Boxer 2.0 with an amphibious capability so that they can be dropped out the back of a LHD or a LPD.
So like a modern version of the ASLAB or something like that.
Kind of. But our ASLABs were never really amphibious.
Yeah.
But like properly amphibious, so they can do ship to shore.
I'd expect to see some UGVs as well.
I think we'll see a lot of UGVs. Yeah.
And that there's been a lot of tech uplift particularly from Ukraine. We're looking at Medivac ones. They've got a few armored ones which seem pretty good, and I know there's some sort of there's some explosive drone type ones as well.
Cool.
Yeah. So I would expect to see a lot of those at land forces.
Well, guys, that's all we have time for. Thank you very much for tuning into the Defence Connect podcast. As always, if you have any questions, complaints, queries, send them to robert.dougherty at momentummedia.com.au.
Don't do that. Share them around. Share the love.
Yeah, let everyone know.
Yeah.
And for those of you who want to stay up to date with the latest in defence industry, and the national security conversation, head over to defenceconnect.com.au, or you can find us wherever you get your social media, bar TikTok. Until next time, bye-bye.